And the bottom right here in the red, the best Terran player in the world. His name is Maru. And in the upper left in the blue, the best online Protoss, I think that's fair. Precise Storm, it's MaxPax. And by the way, we talk about the head-to-head between these two players. They've got a bit of a history. They've played 10 times in Legacy of the Void, but again, the big thing here is, yeah, something is broken on my my head-to-head thing. I don't know why it's getting it's not getting win chance and mean score figured out. I'm gonna have to dive into that at some point. But regardless, MaxPax has won his last 3 meetings against Maru going into this. Last 3 meetings, something like that. MaxPax is looking in an era where PvT is very Terran favored. I mean, I know Aligulac says the balance report says it's 50-50. That's not what matters. I can tell you at the highest level, Protoss needs help, and that's what the balance patch that was announced yesterday is trying to do. Or announced Tuesday, depending on when you watch this. Tuesday the 22nd. That helps. Regardless of what you're trying to do, Protoss players at the highest level, they need some help. These 7 to 10 minute timings are just killing Protoss left and right. Too much defensive power was stripped out. Terran's got too many offensive options on the Katowice patch, and it's rough. So I'm very happy about the changes that are giving them some of that power back. But regardless, in this era where Protoss is hurting at the highest level, MaxPax is not. MaxPax is looking very, very good. And part of it, of course, is his propensity for 4-gate blink. And this is something that pretty much only MaxPax does. Well, that's not fair. Who only does it to the same degree as Maru? Gets in there, Reaper. Gets a worker. Very nice early on. Not a ton of damage, but it's something. But again, MaxPax is this player that will do... He's going to go 4-gate blink at least 50% of the time. Probably more than that. And that is just... Yeah, we do have Hero, and he has he's a passion for aggression. It's a sickness, one might say. Even he doesn't do... He's not nearly as common in the matchup. It doesn't do it quite as much here. And also the other thing we have to point out is MaxPax is very good at making comebacks happen. Even when he takes damage from these Terran pressures, he's good at getting his Colossus out, taking a good fight, or multitasking, or getting run-bys, or making something happen. So for now, we get to see what MaxPax has in store for us. For right now, it's just your second gateway. We're really not seeing a lot. He's going to get us around on the Reaper. Okay, MaxPax. Calm down. That never should happen. I wonder whether this was a U.S. Central versus West scenario where game 1 was played on Central, so MaxPax has a minor ping advantage, and most often it doesn't make that big of a difference, but sometimes it does. And by the way, did I say something about a 4-gate blink? I think I did. Anyway, though, what am I drop into the main? And I love this. This is something that I think Maru kind of explicitly is doing, where he's not going for like 2, 3, 4 Widow Mines. He's going for the 1 Widow Mine, but he's adding in more Marines, and this is a lot harder to dislodge than the 2 Widow Mine drop. That, yeah, you know, it's a Widow Mine, that's great, and then it doesn't do much, and then you kind of dodge it. Adding on the 6 Marines on top of the Widow Mine means that you have to commit more army to defend this, otherwise it just finds value. So 9 probes are falling here. Maru's getting so much. He gets 12. He's gonna get 14 probes. I guess 13 actually. He didn't get the last one. He gets 14 probes, and he gets the full scout. He knows this is a 4-gate blink. He knows everything. He gets tons of value, and now MaxPax has to get incredible damage done. MaxPax has to do so much here. And by the way, there's a Banshee on the way. If that drop wasn't enough, if that drop didn't find enough value, there's a Banshee, and there's no detection. There's There's a robo, sure, but there's no observer out of it. The first thing you build is a warp prism. So MaxPax is only mining off of one base. MaxPax is effectively not going to be mining all that much. This 4-gate is DOA. The build coming out of Maru at this point is such a good idea. It's such a player counter at this point that MaxPax is dead. I don't care. I don't care that he's got 4 gates worth of stalkers in his main. 11 or more probes have gone down. There are banshees on the other side. Banshees do great against stalkers when there's no detection. So the drop on the other side finds no value. At home, MaxPax has lost his lunch and his dinner. What you gonna do? You're gonna GG out and go to game 2. That's what MaxPax is gonna do here. He's gonna give it the old college try and warping some stock. He's warping in zealots because he can't afford enough stalkers. There's a bunker here. There are tanks. There's no detection, at least not with this army, not just yet. The Banshee's powerful. Stalker's playing on top of the tank. They don't even kill it in one shot. So MaxPax is trying to salvage this. He's going to do his level best, but the Banshees by themselves feel far, far too powerful. Although, as I say that, you know, tank did fall, bunker did fall. MaxPax's supply is starting to equalize with the Terrans just a little bit, and the observer gets out. So am I not giving MaxPax enough credit here? I still feel like this is Maru just in an incredible spot, but Maru doesn't have any. He's got one scan. Now, this observer is causing problems. This observer means these Banshees can't be as powerful as they would like to be, and they're just permacloaked. So now the observer is gonna, are you kidding me? The observer's gonna stay alive again, and MaxPax gets more warp-ins here. He gets on top of the tech lab. That it's not stim, but it is anti-marauder for right now. And he's gonna find his way in. He's thinking about it. He's gonna try to target stim down, and there are no SCVs. Stim is denied. MaxPax is starting to do it here. He's starting to find the value. He's starting to make the comeback, down half the SCVs, down to half the workers. For so long, stim's denied. SCVs starting to fall. Tank count is diminished just a little bit. We warp in more stalkers here. MaxPax is a legitimate shot, as he's gonna rotate onto the natural worker count, or worker count sure behind, but army count's even, as now stalkers now into the natural. This bunker will fall. The Raven, it's not useful, not really right here. It's all about these stalkers. Auto turret has to get dropped here, but MaxPax just gives up space. He is not on a timer, not anymore. He got stim. That means that he can take this fight. He can continue to warping in stalkers much longer, and he's going to continue to do so. He's building probes. He's back up to nearly 30. It's not an incredible economy, but it's going to work here. He's going to get on top of the tank once again. The tank will fall. Get the medevac on the way. No, not the medevac on the way out. But again, these Marines, they can't stim. There's no bunker here. There's nothing for Maru to retreat to. And this gap, it continues to shrink. Yeah, supply cap is 13 in Maru's favor, and maybe this is a sign that eventually this is going to fall down. MaxPax is doing such an incredible job of making this look distinctly possible. Now the Zealot runs forward. Tank 1 goes down. Tank 2 goes down. Maru expected this into the main. It's not in the main. It's in the natural. Another bunker will fall. More SCVs go down. MaxPax, look at this micro with the warp prism and the stalkers. He's making so much happen with so little here, but +1's going to be done now on the bio. They're going to be so much more powerful. And despite everything, despite how much power and how much skill and pizzazz MaxPax had in this game, Maru does take it. But that was not easy. MaxPax almost brought that back. And that is not an easy thing to do. And in the bottom left, in the red, he's up 1 game, but oh man, what a great game number 1. It's Maru. And to the upper right, in the blue, he's down a map, but I can't believe how much of a comeback that was. It's MaxPax. So game number 1, Maru goes for one Widowmine, 6 Marine drop into Cloak Banshees, and I love that. Like, against a MaxPax that you are pretty confident is going to throw a 4-gate in most of his games, it makes sense that you're going to go and hit him where it hurts. He's not going to have a quick observer. He's going to be running across the map quickly. It's just you're being greedy before then. You're cutting units. You want to get this timing as crisp as possible. So building this composition that hits a little bit earlier and hits as the Protoss moves out is just fantastic. It really, it just hit MaxPax where it hurt multiple times, and then, well, we saw what happened. I mean, MaxPax, he almost brought it back though. He got stim. He started to get economic damage. He got a lot of tanks, but that +1 clicking, and I think that we generally think about stim as the point where blink timings are no longer a thing, but that +1 clicked in. MaxPax takes a fight. He immediately loses the game. But he made a solid run of it. Like, I was starting to believe. He was starting to believe. Well, yes, I was. But what does Maru do in this second game? That really is the question. I do like this for MaxPax, actually. So MaxPax, game 1, he went 4 gate blink, and he almost made it happen despite the damage he took, which is insanely impressive, by the way. Game 2, though, don't do the same thing 3 times in a row. I mean, yes, MaxPax, we know you're strongest when you're 4 gate blinking, and that's cool and all, but especially with the kind of the drop pressure that we saw out of Maru in game number 1, I love this idea of just going Stargate. Maybe this is Oracle into Blink. Maybe this is Oracle into Phoenix. We're going to have to see. But Stargate is a great response. Specifically, Phoenix play is a great response against a lot of heavy drop pressure because, well, Phoenix lift things and they shoot things down, and it works out fantastic. It's perfect. It works out great. So yeah, MaxPax is going to open Phoenix here, just really keeping himself safe against the pressure that Maru wants to maybe put on. But Maru is going to get a... Actually, no, the Stargate's in the natural. Nope, never mind. No, it's not. Maru's going to get... He's going to lose the Reaper, but he will... he gets the probe, and he gets a full scout. Actually, wait a minute. We have to talk about this for just a second. I think... Was that probe hiding right there? Did MaxPax block off the Reaper with a probe? I think he did. That's super cool. Nasty little bit of micro there. Makes things pretty fun. Oh no, MaxPax. Well, that's my mistake for using the WTL Observer. But MaxPax eats the Widowmine right there, which means that yeah, it's not going to kill a Phoenix, but it does, you know, shut down some of the power of the Phoenix. Now Maru's just got... He wanted to catch the Phoenix. That's what this drop was doing. He had 5 Marines into medevac. You know, he had the medevac out. He boosted them forward a little bit because he wanted to catch the low Phoenix. He didn't find it, but that would have been super cool. There's now a lock on here as well, and Maru's just leaning into the push once again. He doesn't want to let MaxPax get to that mid game, that late game that MaxPax is oh so comfortable playing. So we're seeing a bit of a Hero Marine build here. This is a 1.5 base all in with Cyclones, with Vikings, with this 1-1-1. But MaxPax seems somewhat prepared. You know, he's got the shield battery already at the natural. He's adding Immortals here. He's stopped Phoenix production for the moment. He seems like he's in a pretty solid position to make this happen. He's going to lift up on one of the Cyclones. Second one is not going to kill anything. And MaxPax is now leading Maru on a wild goose chase. A merry-go-round, round and round and round the map. And unfortunately, Maru doesn't know that no one rides on merry-go-rounds anymore. Well, actually, as I say that, the Prestige is a great movie. And that does rely on merry-go-rounds. So, or no, Now You See It is a fun movie, and that does rely on merry-go-rounds. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving merry-go-rounds their fair shake. That being said, Maru committed to this timing. He just found a little bit too much defense there, and he's going to back up. Ravens now on the way. Tanks on the way. Third base halfway done. Adding in additional barracks, and it is a brave Maru. That's building Ravens against... yo, this is so bad. This is... I mean, there are 3 Cyclones on the map, sure, and they're not going to get... Not a single Phoenix goes down. This was... I mean, Widowmine is going to get... Well, okay, there we go. That's going to be a dead Phoenix. And the rest of them are super low here. But the Raven popped out and immediately died. I was going to talk about how this is a brave Maru that's going Ravens against Phoenix. And it's like, well, maybe he trusts he can defend. But no, he couldn't. The Raven just dies instantaneously. And now Maru just... That's one less power tool he has. MaxPax has got this third base just about done. Maru, his third base is well timed, right? His third base is done. Given the kind of the 1-1-1 pressure I saw out of Maru, I was kind of thinking that I was under the impression in part that this was all in, but I guess it was actually just pressure. Maru did take a very quick third base, so it's not even 7 minutes, and the orbital is going down on location. So Maru, he does have actually a fairly solid economy. But this pressure coming out of MaxPax here, this is spooky. Won't have charge, but extended thermal lance is going to be done. That third Colossus, not there yet. So I don't think we see MaxPax full commit to this. This is he's looking to catch something. He's looking to catch units. He's looking to maybe section things off. He's not going to fully commit here, but he will kind of poke at the edges and force some cancels out of Maru, kill a worker or two, something like that. If Maru is really out of position, yeah, dive on top. But this is a search party. Is that for... Oh, MaxPax. He's gonna... Those force fields aren't great. They're gonna whiff just a little bit. But MaxPax, again, behind this, he wasn't trying to commit to some sort of all-in. He's got his fourth base halfway done, well-timed. We're moving into a Templar Archives as well. I'm curious to see whether he opts for Storm. Is the big question right now, because we have seen Protoss players starting to mess around with it a little bit. Certainly Hero has been playing kind of some Storm forward styles, but Storm's still not that great. We don't have a Ghost Academy though in the style that Maru is going for, so in that perspective it'd be fantastic. This flank coming out at MaxPax though, this is scary for both sides. The tanks are going to get themselves sieged up, and with the Vikings taking so much damage, Maru feels pretty safe to go drop into the main base, even with the Phoenix here. So Colossus are going to run in from the low ground. The rest of the army is going to have to run around here. I don't actually think this gets a lot done for Maru. The Colossus it's a majority Marines, and the Colossus can just kind of sit there. Meanwhile, there's a drop on the other side. So Maru's trying to make this happen. This Colossus actually is going to get abandoned though, and actually this is going to get a decent amount of damage here. Zealots are going to run in. The tanks will eventually fall, but now here comes the drop from the main, and the Colossus onto the low ground. They're going to be able to clean this up. And by the way, you know what? Cherry on top here, MaxPax, because he holds on to this very well. 28 dead SCVs, 28 dead workers. That's suboptimal. That's not how you want to play this game of Starcraft. Not if you're Maru. So Maru went full send on the attack. He tried at the very least, and instead his economy got heavily punished. This gives MaxPax an opening now. Yeah, he lost a Colossus, but he's got Warp Prism. He's got units. He's got this +1 timing, and he's gonna find the army of Maru right there. MaxPax has this powerful timing right now, but he has to be careful because there is surround potential coming out of Maru. So you don't want to move in a little bit too far, but there's no army in Maru's third. It's all out of the natural here. So MaxPax is very content to take this fight. Vikings, they're not doing much. It's only 3 Vikings, and the Stalkers are going to get on top. The Colossus are shredding here. And MaxPax withstands the pressure out of Maru. And now we're tied up at 1-1. We're going to game 3. In the bottom right, in the red here. He took game 1, but game 2, just not enough power. It's Maru. And in the upper left, in the blue, he's the king of Protoss from Psystorm. MaxPax. So MaxPax game 1 takes a lot of damage. He goes and the Marine Widowmine drop gets, I think, like 8 or 9. No, yeah, it's got a grand total of 14 probes. And then the Banshee goes in and gets 10 more, and MaxPax is functionally dead at that point. And then he commits to the 4-gate blink anyways, and he really finds a lot of value. He really almost brings that game back, which is just insane. Game 2, of course, MaxPax opens Phoenix play. He heads off most damage in the pass. Maru gets kind of one bit of damage in, but it's at the expense of 27 SCVs. And then MaxPax marches across the map. But I don't think we're going to have quite such binary games in this game number 3. Strictly because this is a bigger map, and it's a little bit harder to have effective damage. It's a little bit easier to turtle up and come back. So again, now as we see MaxPax in this game number 3, he's going for Stargate play, and that's an important thing to bring up, because again, we've seen kind of a different aggressive options from Maru from the first couple of games, options that really do benefit. Both of them do. Well, actually, the options wouldn't benefit. They don't benefit. They do the opposite. They don't like it when the Protoss player goes for Phoenix. They go for that Phoenix play, because it's not a lot of units. All right, it's about mobility and kind of hitting early. So if you can just lift them up and make it so they can't do whatever they want to do, the Phoenix are really strong. And if MaxPax is able to realize that, even if Maru wants to go for that ground-based, the Cyclone, Viking, Marine type of push, well, he has Phoenix on the map, and technically they should be able to scout things, and then you can drop a shield battery and get an Immortal, and you're probably fine. We saw that in game number 2. So in general, MaxPax is just... he's got great map control. That's the long and short of it here. He sees the drop, and now that means that MaxPax is... this push from Maru is just not going to work. At least not as it's currently presented. Maybe you go a little bit later with a little bit more stuff, but that initial bit of pressure is just not going to find the value that Maru is looking for. So he's going to move out again. The shield batteries are on the way. The Robo just about done. What are we at Phoenix count wise? We're looking at 2. There will be 3, certainly maybe 4 done by the time this bit of pressure arrives. But the Cyclone already, getting dragged out a little bit. The Phoenix just trying to do what they can. Lift up, run away. Nice job there, MaxPax. That was it's easy to know you have to do that, but diving so far back into the Terran army to get that lift up to keep his Phoenix alive, that's not an easy decision to make. And MaxPax does it. He benefits from it. He keeps the Phoenix alive. And now that means this hold is going to be that much easier. He's going to have 4 Phoenix instead of 3. The Immortal is going to be just about out. It's 3/4 of the way done here. This is a very holdable position. We're going to have to see just how much he gets done, though. So for now, lock-ons on the Adept are just not what Maru wants. And with his Widowmine out here, Probe's going to run forward. Widowmine goes off. There we go. Sacrifice Probe for the Widowmine. You're okay with that. That's a valuable trade. And now Maru's going to back up. He's lost his space. He doesn't have tanks. The Widowmines are what hold space for him. Maru again goes the Raven. He again has this follow-up, and does MaxPax snipe it again? I'm really curious. For now, though, he's going to dive into the natural. He's going to start to get his bounty, these SCVs that he's bought by not taking a ton of damage on the other side, by not having to spend too many lifts, by just kind of passively defending this push from Maru, where Maru just lost the Widowmine and realized he wasn't going to be able to make the push happen. And that now means that MaxPax, he gets 5 SCVs for his troubles. He builds that worker lead that he didn't necessarily have earlier because he had to play defensively. And now MaxPax into the main. It doesn't seem like he's going to get the Raven. That seems kind of true here. The Raven's just on top of the Marines. This is a very hard thing to dive on. It's a hard thing to find more than anything else. But of course, behind this MaxPax, Colossus on the way. All the upgrades that a good Protoss boy would ever like. And Maru, kind of same idea. +1 stim combat shields. You know the drill at this point. You know how a Terran wants to get into the mid game, at least now. The new balance patch is going to do the proposed balance changes are going to do a doozy to Terrans. The Cyclones are going to be just a totally different unit. Ravens are not going to be as central to pushes anymore. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But for now, this is how these builds tend to work out. These are the timings you tend to go for. And MaxPax, is he going to find the Raven? The Marauders are behind. So they were maybe vulnerable, but instead he delays the third base for a little bit. That's pretty solid. That's a really nice move. And how many Colossus does he have? He's on 2, third one on the way. A single Raven, I don't think it does it here. Not with the shield battery, not with force fields. So we're gonna see one shutdown. Phoenix gonna dive on top. Second shutdown, but the force fields, they're good, I guess, but the Bio's gonna get on top anyways. The lifts, though, are fantastic. One Colossus will go down. Second one is just about ready to fight. There it is. There it goes. The blades go forward, and MaxPax with the cannons, with the shield batteries, with the immortals and the lifts. He holds on here. He loses a Phoenix. He loses some Phoenix. He loses a Colossus. That's fine. That is okay. And now Maru, he's up in army supply. Fine, sure. That was the big push. That was the thing he wanted. He didn't maintain tech over time. I mean, I guess he kept Medivacs, but the Raven is gone. One of the Cyclones is gone. I think a lot of those Widow Mines from the initial push died. He's just made more. So unlike MaxPax, who retained a lot of his important units, the Phoenix and the Colossus and the Immortals, Maru is building more basic units. But again, there's not a lot of tech retention. And that's kind of important as we talk about going into this next stage of the game. MaxPax is going to have 3 Colossus again. He's going to still have these Phoenix that continue to find value over time. He's going to add Archons, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what the Templar Archive is for. And as you add the Warp Prism as well, MaxPax, I think, goes for pressure here. I think that's the play. He's got his 4th base. That's fantastic. But I don't know that Maru is positioned right now to deal with what MaxPax is building. So for now, that's a juicy Widow Mine. But if we look at this here, it's 12 Marines, 11 Marauders. I mean, that's solid, but the big thing here, only 2 Vikings. There's not a lot of anti-air against the Phoenix and these Colossus. And so long as MaxPax has enough Zealots on the ground to just to buffer, to eat HP, really, to just be tanky, and we got Archons on the way here as well, MaxPax is going to be in a really solid position. But look at this. On the bottom side, he's got Archons. Well, where are the Archons, actually? Okay, they're running forward from the 3rd. He's got to warp it into the main base. He's got Zealots getting ready to run into the 3rd. And the Natural here, as he postures, Maru's having to defend 3 positions at once, and that's not easy. So MaxPax clears the Widow Mines, and now here comes the pressure moving forward. He doesn't want to commit too far, because, again, this army from Maru is concaved and scary. But he does get 8 SCVs for his troubles at the very least. And with +2 on the way, I'd like to see a second Forge with his 4th base. He's moving into Disruptors as well. MaxPax's army continues to grow in complexity, and Ghost Academy's not ready yet. The Viking count is healthier now, but it's still only 4. You want to be at somewhere between 6 and 9. 2 to 3 Vikings per Colossus, ideally 3. Maru just taking him forever to get there. So this Colossus army is not contested in the way that MaxPax or that Maru would like to be able to do, but he's got a big surround getting set up, or a big counterattack, whatever he wants to do for it here. And this is a scary position for MaxPax to fight into. He's in a well. It's hard. It's scary. He can't run up the ramp. So MaxPax, he's going to send Zealots into the Natural. That's what's going to break things open right now. More workers go down. Fantastic force fields. Just zone out the 3rd base. But now the problem that we're dealing with is the Zealots continue to get more damage here. There's not a lot of anti-air in this army. Yeah, there are Phoenix, but the Viking count is starting to get to that point where the Phoenix count isn't enough by itself to deal with this. So we need to see, is Blink, we're actually still lacking Blink. We need to see Stalkers in. We need to see Blink getting added in. MaxPax can't quite deal with the Stalkers yet. Or he can't quite deal with the Vikings just yet here, as we see Maru just hiding away, not allowing MaxPax up the high ground the way he would like. And yeah, disruptors are getting added in, and that does up the complexity a little bit. And now here comes the blink. So of course you are not going to get stalkers nearly as quickly if you go for Phoenix Colossus, because, well, the Phoenix, they take the role of the stalkers, but for now MaxPax is going to go up here. Are the disruptors? They're going to land. They're going to land beautifully. And now MaxPax, he's got maybe a bit of a bulkhead here. One Colossus will fall. And what he needs probably one more round of stalkers is the big deal. He needs to be able to deal with these Vikings just a little bit better, but the Archon shots on the Vikings, they might just do it, but the Colossus are dead. So the Vikings are not relevant anymore. In fact, they're pretty rough units against the disruptors, but the economy of Maru, it continues to fall down a little bit. 10 more SCVs fall. The Zealot run-bys continue to be effective here for MaxPax. They continue to be effective for MaxPax, and he continues to be up a base. He's got his 5th base done now. Maru only just now getting his 4th. Those EMPs are beautiful, though. And they're going to get a lot of this army as Disruptor's going to kill a Zealot. That's a bit unfortunate, but here comes the surround for Maru from every side. Disruptors are going to be massive on the north side, though. Maru, you went for the surround, but you have to split properly for this to work out. Disruptors are zoning out as well, so the Vikings aren't getting that effective damage they would like, but the dregs of this army right now are doing enough to deal with the tech. But the Zealots, who cares about the dregs of the army? The Zealots are killing economy. The 3rd base is not mining, and this army at the front, the Disruptors, they're in enough number and they're hitting with maximum effectiveness. And now Maru down 20 army supply, down in workers. He can't deal with these Disruptors right now. There's enough Disruptors, 1 shot per unit at this point. Maru's army is small. He's got a lot of medevacs, but that is about it. This 3rd base will fall. The 3rd base is done. It's dusted. It's not there. And these SCVs, they're destined to go down right now. Disruptors, Maru tries to get on top. Disruptors get more SCVs. 25 workers are going to fall here. And this seems to be it. Maru cannot muster defenses against this army anymore. And MaxPax is going to continue his winning streak against Maru. It's going to 4 now. MaxPax takes the series 2-1. What a series.